Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more Heroes of the Storm action, and as you might see in the background, I am playing a hero who is most certainly not Tassadar. But, in the meantime, I want to talk about Tassadar and specifically his potential of getting a rework, because apparently Blizzard is totally keen on reworking him at some point to becoming the High Templar that we so desperately wanted him to be since a very, very long time ago. Now, some people want him to end up being this sort of like hyper damage carry mage and turning him basically into an assassin, leaving the Protoss support role open for literally anyone else at the moment. I'm not quite at that particular extreme. I want him to be this sort of utility support mage where he's half mage, half utility. So I'm going to provide you, I'm going to give my rework, basically, what I would call the ideal Tassadar rework and what I think should be the best thing for him. Now, I'm not going to present it in video form because it turns out that if I try to present my entire rework in video form, going through each and every talent in the talent tree and explaining all the changes that I would make to it, it would end up being about 4 videos of extremely long, drawn out, hyper boring, visually confusing nonsense that would result in basically 1 hour of me just yammering on. And I know this because I've already recorded it, and after trying to edit it, it's really boring, and I just want to fall asleep. So I'm posting this video on Reddit, and in the Reddit thread, I will also basically be throwing up all of my notes that I had, but in this video I'll just pick and choose some of the things that I really want to make sure that, like, we sort of get across with this rework. So one of the things I want to talk about immediately is Psystorm and Archon. Psystorm and Archon were nerfed since his first rework. Psystorm has been nerfed by just a tiny bit, a little under 10%. Archon has been nerfed by a little under 10% as well. First thing to do to basically satisfy the mage part of the utility support mage is to restore the damage, if not increase the damage even further to further beyond his pre-rework day. No, not pre-rework, his first rework days. Second thing is to talk about his plasma shield. Because I want Tassadar to be a utility support mage, I want him to not do any healing whatsoever. I want his shield to just basically be the only healing, in that it's temporary health that is just there and it just disappears. So no healing whatsoever. That means that in his level 4s, which I will be turning into his level 1s, there will be no healing whatsoever as well. Just no healing, okay? Because healing, ultimately, I think was a mistake. Before the rework, it was a must-pick talent, so that was a mistake. And now it only works with auto attacks, and that just makes him specifically useful with Tracer and with nobody else, which is also a mistake and really bad game design. So, just no healing on his shield. Alright, just a few notes about his talents. His level 1 talent, I want to swap his level 1 talents with the level 4 talents so that he starts off by picking a shield that he wants to use for the rest of the game. And of course the shields can give speed, no healing, or armor. And to change the healing to something else entirely, for example, we could probably make the shield give some more damage to the hero who is currently under the shield. And then, of course, his level 1s being level 4s, I kind of want to also make those quests a little bit more useful. One thing I noticed is that Sign Fusion takes way too bloody long to finish, so something like giving enemy heroes even more stacks per hit is potentially the way to go, because at least it stops him from being gimped during early game tussles and even objective fights, because you're kind of screwed when you try to Psystorm 5 heroes as opposed to Psystorming an entire group of minions, being 7 of them. And also, Kadara Resonance sucks, it just needs better rewards, that's just simply it. Alright, moving on, we're gonna go into the level 7s, and really the only thing I want to change, well, the only thing of major that I would change is Resonation, because Resonation I think sucks, especially since Force Wall exists. So, because the passive of Force Wall is so similar to the way that Resonation works, I think we should just change it to something else entirely. Maybe a Stormcaller from Destiny 2 kind of thing, where if you kill a bunch of people with your abilities, then your abilities recharge even faster. That could be interesting with Psystorm, if you Psystorm one group and then you can Psystorm another group. Who knows? Alright, let's just move right the hell on to level 13, and really the only thing I have to change is Adun's Wisdom, because I absolutely hate Adun's Wisdom with every moral fiber of my being. Adun's Wisdom, the way it's worded and the way it works, is just complete absolute garbage, and I would just change it immediately without hesitation. Instead of this whole, if you turn on your Oracle, all of your abilities will only recharge 50% faster. How about we do something weird, where if you reveal, or if, like, the more more heroes you reveal, the faster your cooldowns recharge. So if you reveal one hero with Oracle, your cooldowns will recharge only 30% faster, but if you reveal all 5 heroes in, say, a team fight, even if you could see all of them, if you reveal all of them with your Oracle, then your abilities would recharge 150 times faster, meaning you could actually drop 2 Psystorms by the time your Oracle finishes. How about we do something weird like that? Right now, Adun's Wisdom, the way it is right now, absolute pure garbage, especially when you compare it to something like Nullification, definitely useful, or Deep Shift, always useful, okay? So we have to change Adun's Wisdom, it's absolutely terrible. Alright, at level 16, really the one thing that I would focus on, well actually there's 2 things I would focus on. The first thing is that Psionic Echo. I think it really should have the ability to stack Psystorm damage. If you drop 2 Psystorms on top of each other, it should just do more damage. That just makes the most sense. The fact that it doesn't right now is just so stupid, it makes no sense. It's just beyond reasoning, so we should totally do that. And then another thing that I kind of want to do for Tassadar at level 16 is maybe just change the visuals of Focus Beam, make it actually look like a Focus Beam. If you want some visual reference, you can look at a Void Ray from StarCraft, that is of course the Protoss ship that basically destroys battlecruisers, or you can look at the Synoid Gamma Core or the regular Gamma Core from Warframe. It's basically a handheld sort of Focus Beam thing. You can kind of maybe look at that as a reference for how I want Focus Beam to look like. That's about it. Alright, and then at level 20, the real problem child talent I think at level 20 is Shield Battery, and the reason is because Shield Battery's shields are completely untalented, which means you basically give the entire team some shields, but the only thing they can do is heal. That's it. Now the fact that healing is removed from the game means that those shields is basically a glorified, like it just turns Shield Battery into a glorified Storm Shield, which is just completely stupid. So what we should do is we should make those shields take all of the talents that you take during the game. So obviously at level 4, which is actually now level 1, the shield tier, if you, for example, choose Color Celerity, then all of a sudden all of your allies would move 20% faster. So suddenly you would turn into Lucio once every, I don't know, 120 seconds for about 2 seconds, so that could be fun. Or you could give everyone armor because you're so boring. Or you could choose whatever the 3rd shield talent is going to be. Maybe it's Colors, I'm calling it Colors Rage, which is basically if anyone who gets a shield also gets to do 15% more damage for the time that the shield sticks around. So obviously if you use Shield Battery, then all of a sudden like everyone gets 15% more damage. Maybe that's a little bit overpowered. Anyway, just some final thoughts. It's always fun thinking up of new and insane ideas for Tassadar, although it turns out that I actually made a giant wall of text that is of course my notes that I was reading from, although this time I'm actually just skimming through them and picking up a few things. But I do want Tassadar to be a hyper-utility mage that is just, you know, I think he's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully with all of these changes he can fulfill the role of a mage that spams and fights whilst also supporting his allies through his shields that do not provide any sort of healing whatsoever, which of course would put him on par with, say, Abathur and Medivh. Medivh, of course, right now being the hyper-utility mage. Less mage, more hyper-utility. He doesn't really do a lot of damage outside of maybe his Q after finishing his stacks. And then, of course, you have Abathur, who's more the hyper-utility siege. Less mage, more utility siege. So I kind of want to make Tassadar that sort of mid-support hyper-utility, and then definitely a damage mage kind of character. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you guys think of the changes, not just the changes that I said in the video, but also the entire list of changes that I made that's on Reddit somewhere. I'll leave the link in the description, provided I remember to actually leave the link in the description. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!